Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Gulfstream. Today, Ron and Samantha. Brian will be joining us a little later on. Another beautiful Chamber of Commerce day here in South Florida.
Oh, I haven't had one of those in a while.
Yeah, well, you had to wait. We never know what's going to happen around here. We were so inundated with rain until last week. Now it is absolutely turned. The weather is beautiful here. Fast main track, firm turf course. I think we have a $100,000 guesstimate in the Rainbow Six, which is going to start in race 6 with our 11 race card today.
Yeah.
There you see it, $100,000. And there was a single yesterday,
There
right?
was, yeah, there
It
was.
was a long shot, but hey, you got to be in it to win it, as
Yep.
they always say. So everything is copacetic here in South Florida. We'll get right to action. The first race today, we're going to start sprinting at 6 furlongs. These are maiden claimers. Fillies and mares, 3-year-olds and upwards. Scratch the 7 Blazing Praline. And good way to start it off. Brian's got a ticket he's going to show you. His early pick 5 ticket. We'll see what's going on here. It's going too deep in here with the old 2-3 employee of the month in one moment. We'll talk about that race. Yeah, wide open race too. Some really wild scratches, and I lost like 3 horses of the 4 of the 5 scratches. Third race, just 2 for him, 6 and 8. 8 being Leprechauна, the 6 Girl Dynamite. He's singling in race 4 to 3, and that's Sir Cross Traffic, who looks pretty good on the turf. Got a replay. We'll show you that horse. And then in race number 5, just 2 for him with the 5 Grand Joker and the number 11 Tricky Tiger. Very affordable, $20 ticket.
Yeah, if you like it, punch a couple times.
Now, this first race, Employee of the Month, is that where you started?
Yeah.
Let's show that race.
Oh, actually, well,
No?
I didn't, but let's start with that because
Okay.
then I'll tell you why I didn't.
Oh,
pick
okay,
this
that's
horse.
even better.
Yeah, so Employee of the Month, this is you every month. I
Right,
think.
yeah, right.
Well, you
I
dub
won it
yours.
once in 1928, I think.
Oh,
I'm beating
really?
you to it
Well,
today.
thank you. Wow, you got me first. Okay, well, Employee of the Month is racing here. This was the Saratoga race last seen on August 15th. Finished third in this spot. He was a tiring third. The separation between first and second and him and the rest of the field was a pretty big one. He's trying hard, but the mile distance, she just seems very stretched thin for it. And now we'll cut back to 6 furlongs. Look, he's going to get bet. It's Jose D'Angelo. It's Gold Square Racing. It's Al Gold. They'll bet him, but I don't know. He doesn't have to win.
They bet him in Saratoga. He was
They
the
did?
favorite that day.
Yeah.
And they just, he sort of just like clunked along, but it's a much easier spot.
That's
you know,
so true.
I mean, I could understand you trying to beat this horse, and you did with the number 8. That's Pretty Geisha, and this one is from Jack Sisterson, and ran okay last time on the Tapeta. Well, not really. Two starts back at Delaware, ran okay on the dirt.
Yeah, well, so this horse, it's interesting. She was my long shot last time. She's coming back a little bit quick, but for a horse at lower level claiming like this, I don't really mind. So she tried something new for the first time last start, which was sprinting on the Tapeta. I like the sprint distance for her, but her dirt form is much better. So now we'll move to the dirt. Her sire, First Samurai, he's 16% with dirt sprinters, which I was kind of shocked to see that. So we'll try to wake her up here.
Yeah, and you know, it's a great spot because the horse here that's a second choice, well, almost second choice right now, the 3-1 moment's probably going to end up second choice. It's Bobby DeBone, and they're trying everything different with this horse. They're trying the dirt. They tried the 12.5 on the Tapeta, showed some speed and backed up. If you read the small trouble line, looks like the jockey dropped the crop.
Yeah.
So we'll see if that one moves forward this afternoon. But I think you're right trying to just go a different way here with a horse
see.
because there's no horse that you could say, oh, this one's going to run well this afternoon.
Right, yeah.
So that is the first race on the card. Second race on the card is 7.5 furlongs on the turf, of course, around 2 turns. These are maiden claimers, and they are 2-year-olds who are going to scratch the 1 Road Mischief, the 9 Hotter Than Them, the 10 Better Days, the 12 Manoa's Glory, and the 12 Bucks Howl, but that's the 14. So the 11 and the 13 again. And in 11, you got to take a second look at here. Both you and I ended up with the number 8 horse in here, and that's Law of One. So let's see how. You know, I just thought of the Carlos David trying the grass for the first time, running okay with the blinkers on the Tapeta.
Yeah, and I think the stretch out was what was so key. These Tis the Laws, I've been really impressed with them on the grass. They're running, and he has good numbers with the dirt too, but I actually prefer him a little bit more on the grass. We already have the 2-turn fitness under the belt here, and I really think he's got a huge shot.
Yeah, definitely. And, you know, as I was talking, there was some major scratches in here with the
Yes.
9-horse, who's the 9-5 morning line favorite, which sort of skews thing up. Now, I know you want to show a video of the number 7 horse
Yeah.
in here, and that's David Pepperman.
Yep, he's going to play in this spot here, and also Hottenden was in this race, but of course he's out now. But David Pepperman, to me, this was 2 starts back for him, and actually this was his debut. Pardon me.
Yeah, back in June.
Yeah, back in June. You had the winner this day. That was really you mule.
You're
But
right.
look at him on the rail here. He just gallops in. He's had 2 more starts since then. They've tried him sprinting, and they've tried him 2 turns on the Tapeta as well. But it's, to me, I don't really like him that much here today. I mean, when he runs like that, I get that was his first start, and so it's hard to go 2 turns. But they bet him that day, too.
You know, the number 2 horse, Hamdoun, this one from Tariq Mubarak, and here's a horse that's just going to try the grass War of Will, you know, by Warfront, but really you're just sort of part of the guesswork here.
Yep, it is. I love the fact that they take the blinkers off. They tried him last time. They're just trying something to wake him up. But if he likes the grass, if he'll take to the grass, he has a good shot here.
I want to mention the 11. This one's going to get in off the also eligible list. That's Oscar's Angel. And this horse, if you go back and look at its race at Canterbury, I don't know how you translate that. We don't
Yeah.
get many horses from Canterbury. This one being a Maryland bred, so this horse has plenty of frequent
Yeah.
flying miles. I don't know what you get, but this horse at least showed the ability to run okay going along in the grass.
Yep,
So-
and has that experience and not the best post position, but at least, like you said, with the scratches, it does move him in quite
Yeah,
a bit.
moves him in 3 spots.
Yeah.
So just someone you might want to look at. And by the way, Brian's got a pick 4 ticket in there that he'll put online.
Yeah.
So we'll show you that. Getting to race number 3 with the 11 race card. It's 5 furlongs on the Tapeta. It's a claimer for fillies and 3-year-old, or fillies and mares 4-year-old and up. Going to scratch the 3 spicy guacamole. And Samantha has a middle pick 5 ticket she wants to show you.
Yep, on the 11 race card, we've got one here. It's $54. It was going to be more. My maths wasn't very good this morning, as it isn't every day. But we'll get into this in a second. Race 4, I do have the 8 on top. I went back and forth with maybe just singling this horse, but I used a couple of others. Race 5, I'm just going to single the 5, Grand Joker, who just narrowly missed last time out. Race 6, I have the 1, Awesome Train on top. It's been a long time since he won, but maybe we'll get him back here today. And in race number 7, I do have the 8 on top, Hot Lead. If Jose D'Angelo has a good day today, so do I.
Yeah, you know, and Swashbuckle, I like the fact that used that horse in
Yeah,
6.
yeah.
I'm trying to wake that horse
Yep.
up for a little bit for a price this afternoon. So getting back to this race here, we'll see how it plays out. I have the 8 on top, Leprechauna. You went with the 5, Not Guilty. So let's start there.
I thought she just ran so huge on the Tapeta in July. I actually think that Brian had her that day. She ran a huge top. I mean, she just way over the top. And then they tried her on the dirt, and she's 0-for-6 on the dirt.
Yeah.
She doesn't really want any part of it. She's gotten some rest since then, because I just think that huge win on the Tapeta sprinting just kind of, she reacted to it a little bit. We're drawn well here today. She might be a nice price, and Elijah Greenidge will get aboard, and he gets a little bit of a weight break allowance.
Yeah, we'll see how that horse runs this afternoon. We've got a video we want to show you of Leprechauna from Bobby DeBona and Give Me Some Luck, Colin Moran. We'll go back and, well, Samantha will explain it to you.
Well, Leprechauna, she was kind of behind the 8 ball here a little bit. Give Me Some Luck was actually, I was kind of shocked at how well this horse ran here. I mean, he actually, I thought, ran a little bit harder than Leprechauna did. Leprechauna, she's in her wrong lead here. She's in her wrong lead. That's not good. She's really just kind of tiring, and you can see she's not striding out that much. I mean, she still is trying. That's great, but she never switches her lead here, Ron, and I don't like when they start getting in a habit of that.
Yeah, so we'll see. That's good to point that out.
Yeah.
Super's Lucky Lady, if you look at this horse, going to try 5 furlongs. So you got to go back to May, where this horse actually won at this distance, and they jumped in and claimed it. And then they tried long on turf and Tapeta.
It didn't work out. She's just much faster sprinting on the Tapeta. There's no doubt about it here. It's fine. You claim the horse. You pick up a couple of checks, but now we're back to what she wants to do, I think.
Yeah, you can look at a record at the distance. That's certainly, 2 starts and win in the second.
Exactly.
So we'll see how the third race plays out. Now we go to race number 4. It's going to be on the turf at 1 mile. And these are maiden 2-year-olds. We're going to scratch the 6 in the grill. And Ron, that's me, put together a middle pick 4 ticket. Let me show you real quickly, $27. And I will talk about this 4th race in a moment. Race number 5, I have your Grand Joker on there, but I wasn't totally sold, so I used a couple of other horses. Race number 6 got your Awesome Train, but I'm trying to wake up, as I said, swashbuckle this afternoon, trying to get a little bit of a price. But we had a big scratch in here, Brooklyn guy. I think it's going to lower the odds in there. And then in race number 7, we're back on the turf. That's where the Tropical Turf pick 3 and Samantha's late pick 5 will kick off. I got Maximus Cat on top, but I also used the 8, Your Horse Hot Lead, and the number 3, Beijing Boss.
Yeah, I'm hoping that the 2 and the 3 just kind of tangle early, and then it'll help with the horse to close. We'll see.
Well, get back to this race. You went with Hard Storm, I believe, on top?
Yes, I did for Jose D'Angelo here. This horse is a half-to-horse named Spirited Boss, who was a 3-year-old turf route stakes winner. And the debut from an extremely tough post position where he was forced to send and just tired to 5th, that's okay with me. That day, Naughty Nicks for Jeff Engler was so good. And I actually think Jeff Engler told me he's going to send that horse 2 turns on at Keeneland. But anyway, I like he's got speed, and I love the fact we'll get on the grass today.
Yeah, it's after Spirited Boss, if you remember, the horse won the Sanibel, I believe it was. So show you stat, too. It's just it's something I wanted to show out there and put it out there. And this is just in the money on, with Tapeta to turf over the past 4 years, 24%. Low ROI, just something to maybe you look at. You say you don't want to be betting that maybe at 15 cents. But just something to look at there. These stats, we put them out there. Sometimes they just wake you up because you expect that they're not going to be as good or as bad as they might be. Cross traffic. I like this horse today. We're going to show a replay of this horse. I think it's 2 back on the turf.
Yeah, but I believe it's the turf race that I got. Yeah, it is here. And good job to you, because Kozolite, we'll talk about in the lightning round, he was the winner yesterday.
Yeah.
He was really good here, and this flatters Sir Cross Traffic quite a bit.
Yeah, without a doubt. So we'll see how this horse runs. And I think that was Brian's single on his ticket.
Yeah, he runs well. I mean, he's so much clearly second best to Kozolite, who, like we said, won the Florida Sire Stakes, the males division yesterday.
Won the Affirmed, and pretty nice. Not quite as fast as the fillies, because nobody was going to run yesterday.
Right,
with Mythical. That was just some performance. So logical horse in here. We make these picks a day before, 2 days before a horse like this runs it, and like Samantha says, makes you look even smarter when the horse comes back and diggy jogs and wins the Affirmed division. A horse that you had, I just want to mention this horse. I don't know if you have the 9. You got him 4th. I got him in the 3rd. Wooten, who you had picked yesterday, this horse was on the lead, and I think maybe just was too green, or you, like you said, short turnaround. But I think keying off this race with this horse for a long shot for Joe Cantonese, there's room for this horse to improve.
Yeah, they didn't pay anything for this horse. There had to be just something awry, because $37,000 for Not This Time is like nothing, chump change. But this horse at the sale, this total grass horse, just it's like he almost just needs 2 miles. He's going to need as much as he can get. I love the stretch out here today. I just wonder if it will be, if they can keep him in a nice crouching spot. I think we'll be all right. Crouching stalking.
Spot. I like that.
Crouching tiger.
Crouching tiger. I was thinking it.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, we'll do the next race like that, like it's one of those movies. Back tomorrow. Those Asian movies you watch, they're never in sync.
Oh, the voices are off on the translation.
It didn't come out that way, but that's what I meant. So race number 5. Let me get out of this mess. Go to race number 5. 5.5 furlongs on the Tapeta. These are claimers, 3-year-olds, end up with number 1, 2. We're going to scratch the 1 Troops the 3, and the number 4, Sergeant Sinatra. Out of the race there. Race number 5 this afternoon. And you had single grand joker in your tickets. Pray tell why.
Well, I do. Oof. Look, he was all out to win last time and was just narrowly defeated. They bet him hard that day. The Victor Barboza barn finally got him just back in the right track with the class drop last time out. I hope we can get it here today. He has some speed with those scratches to the inside. He's just going to track G Speedy. So G Speedy goes, he can just sit right off of him, and hopefully that's a winning trip.
I mean, absolutely the one to beat now. I mean, when you look at it, I mean, you can go a couple of different ways. I had some interest in Mighty Murphy here. And Mighty Murphy, first off, the claim by Kent Sweezy.
Yep.
This horse was 4-5 last time, or 3-5, whatever he was, taking money at this 5.5 furlong distance. Maybe this one wakes up and grabs a share this afternoon.
Yeah, the 2 Tapeta races were not great at all, but he's a better horse now, I think. So I think you can, and especially now, first time off the claim for Kent Sweezy, who, not a barn that claims a ton, and this is kind of an interesting horse to get involved with here for $8,000, but he kept his condition, so that's great. He didn't win the last one. They get him in for the non-2 here.
Yeah, you know, you of course you're doing some guesswork. He was facing better on the Tapeta, much softer on the dirt. Goes back.
Right.
Let's see how it runs. That's the first 5 for us. We're going to take a short break. We'll come back. We'll have my Rainbow 6 ticket and the rest of the Sunday card.
And they're off.
Win big with new DRF All Access Past Performances. With one best-in-class product, you now get all 3 past performance formats. Easily switch between views. Access the most trusted information in horse racing with DRF All Access Past Performances. Go to DRF.com and use coupon code ONEFREEPP for a free single card today.
Welcome back to Gulfstream today, Ron and Samantha. If you're just joining us, beautiful day in South Florida, fast main track, firm turf course, of course the all-weather Tapeta, and we got really the bulk of the real good card coming from races 6 to 11 today.
Yes.
You know, which the Tropical Turf Pick 3, and of course all the races we have with our sister track in Santa Anita. But we're going to start with the Rainbow, a mile in the 16th, an allowance optional claimer, 3-year-olds and upward. Scratch the 4, Brooklyn Guy. Hey, oh, scratch the number 4 in here. Here's my Rainbow 6 ticket. I stepped it up a little bit, 48.60.
All right.
We'll talk about the 6th race. 7th race, that's where the Tropical Turf Pick 3. I got Maximus Cat, but I wasn't sold. I used Beijing Boss and Hot Lead, your top pick in there. Race number 8, 3 deep for me. The top pick is the 6 Cajun Fantasy. That's actually my best bet of the afternoon, I believe it's in. No, that's race 9 is the 6. Tall Story. A little bit of a price on that horse. I think that horse is going to run well on the turf. Want to note, everybody write this down. The turf rail on that particular race is 52 feet. So I don't know what it says in the program, but I
think they had it at 0.
0, yeah, it's 52. Okay, then race number 10, 3 deep for me. My top pick is the 6, St. Olaf Rose for Frank Reglabuto. And in the last, I think the race sort of goes through the 2R Superhero, but I got some coverage with the 3 and the 8. 48.60 for me this afternoon. So hoping to bring this one down today. I've been close the last couple of days.
Yeah.
I just can't get it.
It's tough. It's not easy.
Yeah, you know, I get it one of these days for sure. Getting back to this race, let's start it off with awesome training here. I know, and probably the one to beat. Look 3 starts back, Laura Min. Laura Min didn't lure him in yesterday.
No, and Hades didn't catch him on fire yesterday either. And Step didn't really run. Step wasn't too bad, but what's key about this is Pure Class won very impressively yesterday. So that was cool for Dave Fox. They scratched him out of those races yesterday to run in this spot here today. I think this is a much cozier spot. He runs well every time. He just he doesn't win. His last win was December 13th of last year.
You know, I went with Swashbuckler. You know, stretches out to the 8.5 furlongs. It was an impressive winner going a mile last time out for 4 for 4 in the money locally. You know, I just thought gets in line with the Apprentice. I thought maybe this horse can upset this one horse who's going to be a big favorite in there, for a little bit of a price.
Well, he's been really impressive lately. It's great to see since he's just gotten onto the dirt. Oh, look at this. I mean, he's got 4 starts, 2 wins, 2 seconds, so that's great. Now the 2 turns of the short stretch finish line, he has enough speed to keep him in the mix, I think. Yeah, I used him too. I like him a lot.
The Thor is the other horse that we both had some interest. Hasn't been seen since that race in August, won by Step and Blast Radius. So horses first and second came back to win again.
There was a mile and a 16th race earlier this February with Raylu and Amador Sanchez, and this horse finished third and ran really well at this distance. He just made a little bit of a premature move. I think we'll get the timing right here today. I love that they take the blinkers off.
And I'm sure Dennis is aware this is a first finish line race, so make sure we use that first finish line going a mile and a 16th this afternoon. Getting to race number 7, we're going to sprint at 5 furlongs on the grass, and these are maidens, 3-year-olds and up. We're going to scratch the 5. It's a Law, and not only did we have the Tropical Turf pick 3 from Samantha, we made it work overtime, and she's also got a late pick 5 ticket in here, so take it away.
All right, we'll start with whatever these guys have keyed up here, and we'll play it. All right, so late pick 5, race number 8, it's a spread race for me. I do have the 4 on top, Tinky Abario. Race number 9, I'm singling the 10 Reminder. I just think that this horse is just the class of the race. Hopefully we'll get lucky. He comes as a gelding. We got that very late. Race 10, I have the 6 on top, St. Olaf Rose, but I am spreading a little bit. And then in race number 11, I'm using the 2 Mark Cassie runners, Our Superhero and Super Document. In my Tropical Turf pick 3, I'm so used to saying Tapeta. It is the grass today. We have a lot of grass action today.
Yes.
Same thing, except in the finale, I just used Replevin because I think his speed is a little bit interesting. And I use the 5 as well, Shotgun. So the 2 Cassie runners are the ones I want to lean on. I got a little more coverage here in the Tropical Turf.
Yeah, and this thing pays great. It's $3 ticket.
It's amazing, yeah.
Really always plays well. I mean, you could have like 3 almost favorites and pay $238 for some.
So true.
Just a good wager, so make sure you take part of that. Now, getting to this race here, you're starting it off with the number 8 Hot Lad, the British bred for Jose D'Angelo. And do we have we have a great replay we want to show. That's Aqueduct?
This is the Breeze here.
Oh, the
on
Breeze
the
here, right.
Yeah, this is interesting. This is a Rapoli horse with Jose D'Angelo.
Oh.
I haven't seen that. This horse is
Wow.
in the inside here. Actually, Edgar Zayas is breezing him in this video. This was his last work before coming here. He's not a very big horse at all. He seems plenty fit for me. He does everything so easily. I know this is on the Tapeta, but the way he travels, I was really curious just about fitness and the way he's traveling. It looks perfect to me. He's always better than his workmate, which is great to see. Good post position here today, and we'll see what he's got.
Well, just to touch on that race at Aqueduct back in June, you remember that race spiced up, came back and won the Mahoney.
Oh, that's
up there,
right,
won the stakes up there. So, and there was a couple of another winner in there. So, just taking that in looks like a logical. That was for Todd Pletcher. Now in Jose D'Angelo's barn, as you mentioned, Rapoli Stables. I did go with the 2 Maximus Cat. And why did I go with the 2? Speed.
Oh,
I
yeah.
just saw speed. And, okay, this horse hasn't been on the grass yet, but it's I don't know, what Maximus Mischief, I don't know about that turf for that horse.
Yeah, look, it will be a guessing game a little bit. Maximus Mischief with turf sprinters is 10%.
Right.
So it's not horrible. It's not great. It's middle of the line. But like you said, he's got speed. It doesn't matter.
No, maybe not too much with 5
Right.
furlongs on the grass, and then you got the 3 you have a little further down, Beijing Boston. If you go back to its 2 races on the grass, they weren't bad at 5 furlongs back in May and June.
Yeah, they were good efforts. He just was very close, but no cigar.
Well, flipping the page, going to race number 8, 5 furlongs on the Tapeta Claimers, and these are fillies and mares, 3 and up, scratch at 3, Dove in Charge. Brian's got his late pick 4 ticket. We'll show you that quickly here in race number 8. And, of course, 11 race card. He's singling right off the back here. The horse you like, Tinky Barrio. Too deep him in race number 9 with the 2 and the 10. 10 being that new gelding reminder that you mentioned. In race number 10, whoa, big spread in here. He's got the whole, you got 4 or 5 of them there. And in race number 11, he's got our superhero on top. I don't know about on top, but he's using your horse too, along with me. So they got to carry all of us. Very affordable ticket here, but you got to get through this part, the part where he's singling.
Yeah.
Getting back to this race this afternoon, we'll show you a video. Let's show Misprint, Cajun Fantasy. As you always said, the gang's all here.
Oh my gosh, yeah, and how do you separate these? It's just they do this every few weeks, it seems like, and these have tangled, honestly, in their last 3 races. Now, Chloe's Toy, she's a player. I wonder about her form, if it's maybe just kind of falling off a little bit, but she's now first off the claim for Bobby DeBona. Cajun Fantasy was a little bit wide, but I thought ran a really, really nice effort. Misprint, to me, Ron, she got the win here. She's put 2 wins in a row, but she never changed leads. I know she still won, and if they're winning, why does it matter too much? But when you're winning just 2 in a row now and you kind of look like your heart spent, maybe, I don't know.
Well, Misprint moving to Amador Sanchez.
Right.
So we'll show you a stat with this here. First off the claim for him. First off the claim on Tapeta, 21%. He's solid. So certainly you think this horse in good form. The barn change is not going to affect it if you believe the statistics here. So you would think they run. I think those are the larger ones you sort of have to use in there, whether you put it. Now, Tinky Barrio, you guys both thought that this one would move more forward than – first, who's good barn? Carlos Perez.
Yeah, and this was the barn that had him and did really good work with her. Pardon me, had her earlier late last year, actually, around this time last year. And she was really good on the Tapeta. She's won 3 out of her 4 starts right here, and she's done it in different ways. She has a lot of class, but where have you been? You were avoided claim last time. Now you go back to Carlos Perez barn. There's some questions.
That was a 16 on the dirt at Churchill. So they thought enough. You could look at this 2 ways. They thought enough of this horse to take it to Churchill. The horse wins. That's not a bad, not avoided claim. That's after the win and everything like that. And it could be anything with avoided claim. It could be they didn't like the color of the saddle towel. Exactly. The rules are very wide open. I'm, of course, joking there a little bit, but, it's...
Yeah, there could be anything. You could misspell something. I don't know.
Yeah, that's true.
Yep.
Race number 9, mile 16th on the turf. These are claimers. They are 3-year-olds and upward. And as we mentioned, mile and 16th, by the way. And this one, the rail is 52 feet. I don't think we've used the inside in a while. We're going to save that for the championship meet. What a great betting race this is here. If, Reminder certainly looks like a major player in here, 2-1, but boy, with a wide open field like this, you could go a couple of different ways.
Yeah, I'm not super keen on singling and just going down with a horse that is 0 for 7 on the grass with 3 underneath finishes, but today they've gelded him. Today, Edgar Zayas will stay aboard for the grass assignment here. He's done a lot of different things, but what he hasn't done is run against a class like this ever.
No.
So
I got my best bet in here. We have dueling singles in here. Mine's Tall Story. This first off the claim by Joe Orsino. They're going to put the blinkers on this horse this afternoon. I thought the horse ran exceptionally well on the turf back in June. Beat 25 maidens by the length of the stretch. It's our buddy Ronnie Valenti jumped in. They claimed this horse, and they're putting him back on the grass with the blinkers on. All adds up to me, of course, having a chance to maybe to defeat Reminder in here.
Yeah, well, he has some speed. Blinkers go on as well. The barn switch, Joe Orsino has been doing great this year. It's interesting. Joe Orsino doesn't claim a lot of horses, so it's cool to see that Roddy got one with him.
Yeah. And, the number 3 horse in here, Change at Jamaica. This one you would think is going to close, and this is a great name. If you're from Queens, New York, you know what this means when you take the train. to get the aqueduct, you got to change at
There
Jamaica
you go.
Station.
Yep.
So I like the name of that. But this one might sit the trip.
Yep, he might. And the last effort, it wasn't that great, but he was coming off of a little bit of a layoff. Maybe he's tighter here today.
Yep, very nice betting race
Yeah.
in there. If you don't believe in the favorite, you can make some bucks. Race number 10, 6.5 furlongs. This is the first leg of the coast to coast this afternoon. Starter optional claimer, scratch the 3, go Amy in here. And we both have the 6, St. Olaf Rose on the top of our ticket.
Yeah, well, she ran a big race last time. I know she's going to face some similar competition in Cap Ferrat, but to me, she's got a fast track main track fast track win. I feel like Cap Ferrat maybe just liked the slop that day. That was just she just splashed home and easily too. But she's sneaky here. You look at her pattern: win third, win second, win second. Maybe
Yeah.
we're sitting on a win here.
Yeah. The old pattern horse. What about the 2 both sides? This one gets claimed. The 2 starts back out of a slop race and comes back for David Fawkes and wins like an international good thing there. So we'll see
Huge
what we get
race.
with this horse this afternoon. You know, 6.5 furlongs. This horse has tried the distance 3 times with 2 wins.
Yeah,
so
he's been
you gotta-
really good.
You got to pay attention to that for sure. Race number 11 this afternoon. 1 mile on the turf. These are maiden 3-year-olds and up with no scratches or jockey changes. And Samantha, you have we went with super document on top of your
Yeah.
ticket over the other Marcassi.
Yeah, so the breedings here for the grass, they tried to get him on it last time. What I like is from that rail draw, he still tried a little bit, and he didn't have the best of trip. I was against him first time out, just drawing the rail and the way he had been breezing. But I think we're going to cycle to a good effort here today, especially stretching out to 2 turns, and he's already got that race under his belt.
Well, the 2R superhero is a half-to-horse Papa Cap.
Yeah.
Won the Breeders' Cup Juvenile and also Papio. I always like the name of it.
Yeah.
So some breeding here. I'm going to show you stat with Mark Cassie and just see what he does overall to Peter the Turf at Gulfstream over the past 4 years. Only 11%. This
Wow.
is a huge sampling.
Yeah.
187 horses, 35% in the money. So you factor that in. Nicely bred. Don't know what we get this afternoon.
Yeah, well, in his maiden race last time out, layabout for Patrick Biancone is stakes placed now and has won a couple races back-to-back on our grass course right after that Topeta race. So that was a strong race. Don't let the maiden optional claiming fool you there. Yeah.
So that's it for the 11. We're going to go to our lightning round, and always great lightning round because we get to revisit some really nice performances yesterday.
Yeah, no kidding. And, well, mythical. Wow, she was really impressive. And she's always just fell on the lead in Saratoga. They drew inside post positions. We heard Brian with Arundel talking about it. And today she rated, or yesterday she rated, and he didn't even ask her down the stretch
Yeah,
here.
I mean, this is a quick race too, and quicker than the boys, and she was never asked.
No.
She was just never. This was what you call. This is what you really call a jiggy jog in the park.
Yeah.
That's what this was.
Yeah,
so.
absolutely. It'll be interesting to see if she will stick around for the sire stakes, the final leg.
Hey, it's 300,000 a mile in the 16th. It's a lot of money. Well, we'll see.
It is,
That
yeah.
we asked, and they weren't non-committal, basically.
Yeah, basically, yep.
Well, we had a horse going from turf to dirt yesterday, and pretty nice performance. Maybe not as outstanding as Mythical, but still a nice performance.
Yeah, very, very good performance. And it was fun talking to those owners.
Yeah.
Because
Oh, they were great.
Yeah, it's just how many times do you think you're down on your luck? Oh, yeah, you want to get out maybe, and you get a horse like this, and it just kind of changes everything. It's very special. I thought he's going to be even better on the grass, which is scary. I mean, he already was, but you see his action. He's so grassy. But the fact that he did that was pretty impressive.
Yeah, we're really good. I was surprised that horse opened up at a 2-1 favorite.
Oh
so
my
a lot
God.
of people, ended up going off 7-2. I thought he was going to be 8 or 10-1 on there for sure. As we mentioned, we got the coast to coast this afternoon. What's it starting? Race 10?
Race 10 here for us. So just 2 from Gulfstream and 3 from Santa Anita.
Santa Anita would use our race 11 that we just finished talking about. And of course, we got the Sunset 6. It's the final 3 here. And the final 3 at Santa Anita, 15% takeout, dollar minimum. Big thing, retail only.
Yep, retail only. If you like those races today, these last 3 definitely get involved because it's way worth it here.
Your best bet today?
It's Reminder. Yeah.
I'll remind you a little later
Okay.
on. My best bet is
Same.
in the same race, I believe. Race number 9, Told Story 9-2. And your long shot today.
It is right in the opener. We're sitting at 20-1 right now.
Oh,
She
pretty
needs
gauge-
every
gauge-
bit of it. It's
Well-
going to be a skewed board because such a heavy favorite on
Yeah,
the 2.
I was trying to, as a swashbuckle a little later on, trying to get that one. But the scratch in that race, I don't think we're going to
might
get
be
6-1
lower,
in that race because I think the third choice scratched out or
Right.
something like that. So that's it for us. We're going to turn it over to Pete Aiello and Brian, and that'll be joining us after right before the first race. So good luck today, everyone.
At the Thoroughbred Aftercare Alliance, we believe in giving every thoroughbred a second